Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty and this is weekly reading vlog 6. Last week I finished most of my January sort of last books. I finished, so we had like Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. There's a couple of other bits. I started a few books. I started Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood that I should hopefully get finished today. I started Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton. I started the Ice Sea Pirates. I continued with the backup plan. I continued with something else. I don't even know. And I started and finished The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary that I gave 2.5 stars for reasons. If you want to find out what those reasons are, you need to go check out last week's vlog that I need to edit and post, but because I feel like crap, probably won't get done until tomorrow. In terms of this week for reading, as I've already said, I need to finish Love on the Brain. I want to finish the Ice Sea Pirates. I want to continue with Fortuna Sworn. I started an audiobook last week. I started Splintered by A.G. Howard. I have also been rereading Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. So all of those need to be progressed or finished. Other than that, I don't care what I do as long as I do something. I'm also expecting at least one parcel this week. Anyway, I am dying and in pain and I need to eat. So I'm gonna go get some food and drink and I will catch up with you guys later. A couple of hours later, I'm feeling a little bit better, still not great, but I do have a couple of like thingies. So the first one is last week I talked about getting Mystery of Thorn Manor for the sequel novella to Sorcery of Thorns. And I was saying about that I wanted to try and get a hold of it. I didn't realise I had it on Audible. So that's pretty cool. And I also follow the Unfinished Book Club, which is hosted by Lucifer Library, so Mariana and Ashley from Ashley's Reads. And the March/April pick is Sorcery of Thorns. And I'm like, perfect, because then I can read Sorcery of Thorns and go straight on to mysteries. And the Tropical Readathon March round has been announced, and I didn't take part in the last round because I started to find the prompts to be a little bit repetitive. I started to get a little bit bored of the same prompts all the time, but there's only a couple now that they've kept in, and they have like updated and added way more variety, so I got a bit more excited. And this time I have joined Team Sci-Fi because it's the only one of the 5 teams or 6 teams that I could fulfill both team prompts. So awesome. The only downside is none of these team books, apart from like one, I've not heard of any of them across them, and I'm like, oh. I also have decided that for March it's going to be an ARC only month. So I'm just going to use that time because there are so many prompts involved with the Tropical Readathon. I think all in, including there's like 13 regular prompts. There's then 2 team books as well. So there's 15 books that I can do. And I have like 27 books on NetGalley that I need to get to. So yeah, I'm going to use March to try and catch up on my arcs and just do a really solid arc month with 1 or 2 regular books mixed in. Yeah, a couple of updates there, and that's my March reading plan sorted. So, and April really, because I've got March, I'm going to be doing arcs for Tropical Readathon, and then April is the first round of the Aurelium Magical Readathon. So yeah, I'm going to go, and I'll catch you in a bit. I have an exciting package. This is a birthday present. I originally ordered this for myself, only it didn't I then realised I couldn't afford it, so I cancelled it. And when I said to Chloe that I couldn't afford it anymore, she was like, well, it was your birthday not long ago, so I'll get it for you. So I know what this is. Have you? I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. It's the final copy of Wayward. As you know, I read this last month. Oh, it has a moth on it. Oh yeah. I read this last month. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It's very pink. But it has a raven in it, in the corner. And as you flick through the book, oh, that is stunning. Look at those sprayed edges. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm so happy I got this. Oh. Huh, it's purple underneath. But it means what I can do now is I'm going to go through this with my highlighter. And I'm going to highlight all my favourite bits, so I can then send the arc that I had on to Charr and not have to worry about it. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Chloe. This is amazing. I'm getting annoyed at my camera because it's just absolutely freaking out over the lighting, so I'm going to go. But thank you so much, Chloe. This is gorgeous and stunning and so pretty. Oh, yes, beautiful book. Absolutely love it. And if you haven't read it yet, go get it. It's so good. On today's episode of Kirsty is a chaotic mess and should not be trusted with anything, I've just tried to set fire to the kitchen, burn myself. Well, actually, no. I tried to set fire to the kitchen. In the process, I have burnt myself. I have melted a rug. I now have all the doors open because the house smells like a bonfire. And all because I was asked to do a favour. And I tried to multitask. I needed to do my dinner and get food ready. And I was like, right, I'm having baked beans on toast. No problem. My uncle had toast earlier, and he has like a tray that we put on the top shelf of the oven to grill. It's like a grill tray thing. And I was like, cool, that's already in. I'm going to turn the oven on, get it ready, warmed up, and while that's warming up, I will load the dishwasher because that is the favour he's asked me to do today. And I thought, hey, brilliant, by the time I've loaded the dishwasher, that'll be nice and hot and ready for my bread to go under it. And yeah, so filled the dishwasher, realised that the room was starting to smell a bit smoky and was like, what? Went, opened it, and because there were crumbs already in the grill, obviously they've been sat there now grilling and are now charcoal and have like made everything smell all burny. Took the grill pan out of the oven using the stuff I usually use, and the heat burnt straight through it, and I had the choice of either severely burn myself or drop the pan onto the rug that's in the kitchen. I chose the rug because I don't want to lose my hands. So now, and I didn't realise, so I just left it there for a minute while I was dealing with the fact that I did slightly burn my finger. And then I've gone back, lifted it up, and it kind of was attached and fused to the rug. So now the rug is all plastic and shiny, and I don't yet have dinner, and the house now smells of smoke, and I now am just wanting to cry and give up because, are you fucking kidding me? I managed to screw up making beans on toast of all things and have created a massive chaos. And I kind of want to have a meltdown now because I just tried to multitask and just failed. As Bluey says, I don't want a valuable lime lesson, I just want an ice cream. Same here, I don't want a valuable lime lesson. about multitasking and ADHD. I just want my food.
2 hours later.
I'm yet to run it through Corpile, but I finished Love on the Brain this evening, and there's going to be quite a review on this. The main character was whiny. I didn't like that all of the arguments to do with women in STEM and gender pay gaps and veganism and all of this, it was all the exact same arguments you hear being spewed left, right, and centre. And most of the time, they're not even valid arguments. And it's been proven, like, they've been disproved. And so that kind of really annoyed me. About the only thing I did like in this is I liked one of the subplots where it was about getting institutions to recognise women in STEM and to have a fairer admissions policy for schools. But even that kind of was secondary and was used more as a plot device than I thought. And then I didn't like how it ended. It was just kind of like, oh, now we're in a thriller. Okay. And I don't know. She has this problem as well where she faints. And it's like, I know there are people who have this condition, but it just seems like convenient fainting in this. And it was like right at the end, she has this massive shock. It's like the whole way through, she doesn't react. And it's only afterwards that she finally faints and goes, huh. But then earlier in the book, she fainted at the sight of a teddy spider because she couldn't deal with it. And I'm like, really? So yeah, there was a lot I hated in this book. I didn't like the spice. There was one scene in particular that actually made me gag, and I sent the snippet to Charr, and I was just like, what? Like, that was vile. And I don't understand why anyone would think that's sexy. I don't. Like, don't get me wrong, spicy scenes can be great, but it's extraordinarily rare that I actually find spice that I enjoy. And it always goes down to, like, he was like, good girl. And I'm like, who finds that sexy? I don't find dirty talk sexy in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, there was one particular scene. If you read it, you might sort of have an idea. She's on her knees, let's say, and it's just what he says and gets her to do when she's finished. Oh, it actually had me shuddering and wanting to throw up. So gets like -10 for the smut. And again, it's a shame because, like I said, Love Hypothesis felt fresh, it felt new. I loved the characters, I loved their interactions, but this was not a hit for me. I hated the first person. I hated that the characters, it kind of felt like Levi was vegan just because it made life easier to have her romantic interest be vegan than actual because he was. I don't know, it just felt weird. He didn't feel as authentic as I thought he would. And I found it very pathetic that, because obviously he treated her like dirt in grad school because he was in love with her. And I'm like, it's pathetic the way he handled it. And yeah, no. This is gonna be at least maximum a 2.5, I reckon. So yeah. And Charr has said she's looking forward to my full breakdown, which will come at the end of the month. So that's 2 books in a row. The only 2 books I've completed for January, and both have been in the 2-star bracket. Thankfully, I'm moving on to Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I'm a chapter in and can already tell I'm going to enjoy this one. So I'm going to bed now to do some reading because after the adventure I had earlier, my throat is now killing me and I feel a little bit sick. So I'm going to go to bed and sleep off the chemical inhalation that I experienced and hopefully get a little bit of lesbian smut. Hello and happy something day. After my events of yesterday, I struggled to sleep and I've woken up with quite a sore throat and my chest has been a bit wheezy. So today is going to be a take it easy couch day. I started Delilah Green Doesn't Care and I am 65 pages in and so far loving it. So I have hopes for this one. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I'm feeling a bit sore and fragile. That should have been my word of the year of fragile. But yeah, I am gonna play some Genshin Impact. I'm gonna do a couple of emails. I'm gonna edit a couple of videos that I've been sitting on for a little while, have some food, and then just chill out for the day and catch up on some YouTube videos because yet again I'm about 2 weeks behind. I seem to sort of do it that I binge, leave it a couple of weeks and then binge again. I don't tend to watch them as they come out unless there's 2 or 3 people who I watch as soon as they come out, and then everyone else I just kind of catch up as I get to them. So yeah, should be a pretty chill day. Hopefully. Yesterday was supposed to be a chill day and that ended up in chaos. I've just washed my hair because after everything yesterday my hair stank and was making me feel ugh. So I've washed my hair and I'm now doing some work stuff. I have an email that I want to get drafted today that's basically going to be a email that I send out to publishers and things basically saying, hey, I've previously worked with so-and-so and so-and-so to create candles for their marketing and book boxes. Would you be interested at all in working with me? So yeah, I just need to sit and work that out. But yeah, that is basically my plan for today. You can climb down. This is going to end badly, isn't it? Come on. Just checking in. Oh, someone really wants my lap. That is not for you. Ow, claws. Anyway, just checking in. It is Friday. Tonight I am going live. Well, I'm joining Pages with Pages live. It was her birthday yesterday and she invited a whole bunch of her booktube friends to join her and I was like, yeah, sure. I'm really looking forward to that and I'm just hoping to get as much of this done as I can. But yeah, it's going to be a good night and it's going to be lots of fun and lots of chatting, and then I will go to bed, and if I can get up early enough in the morning I might join like the last hour of the sprints or the last couple of hours. We shall see how I cope. Yeah. Hopefully I should have some more reading updates later though for you, because last night I did no reading.
I didn't know.
It's on my watch list, and whenever I open Netflix, it's like Sandman, and I'm like, I want to watch it, but like, I've got other shows too, and they keep bringing up new series for the shows I'm watching, so I need to watch them first before I can then start you.
Actually,
I didn't know you were still there. I was so
It's just like a funny voice.
I don't think anyone needed to see me eat, so
Okay.
the voice from the void.
Coming from. Shit, is there someone home with me? Fuck.
You guys.
So fucking.
Sorry to hold things up. I've just shared my screen because I wanted to point out the readers also enjoyed on the potato shifter. Squeak appears to have balloon animals on it, but it is called Squeak, a twisted tail. Don't know what that is. Her pastry shifters taken by the Tetris blocks, an erotic short story. And this is just called Full Sack.
And there's a turkey on there.
Yeah.
Hey, you read Jack.
I did, yeah. Oh, I did read Jack. You're right. I read another monster. I loved it. I guess I like monster smut a lot.
If it's for mature readers, does that mean none of us qualify?
100%.
Yeah. Now that's not a cute Grinch either.
No.
Elfed. Why is that in Japan? Like the way.
Maybe this is snow. It could be snow.
Sure.
It
Yes.
definitely could be.
Definitely.
Melting snow.
I just want to know why on Groped by the Grinch who would ever sleep with a Grinch that looks like that?
Railed by the Krampus.
Oh, tinsel and tentacles.
Monster Melting Motel at the end there.
Happy birthday, Paige.
This is what I got you for your birthday. I knew you'd appreciate it.
I really do.
It derailed your life.
I'm just thinking we need to get Ellie to do a Christmas version of the Monster Fucker Readathon.
Monster Fucker Jingle Balls edition.
Hey, yes.
I like it.
I have to do all the prompts.
Line in the salt or whatever they do. In the
No,
show.
you have to unhaul 3 of your most anticipated books that you've got on the shelves.
Hey!
Wow. I'm just gonna go
I
like
think I
hug
just
all my
broke
books
that.
now.
Why don't you like me?
Are y'all entirely okay? Why would
The next sprint is just going to be Wren stroking their books, going, "My babies, I'll never leave you."
Hey, look, if it's enough of a threat to work.
I mean,
Why would you say something so hateful?
Seems really cruel.
like
I've just gone back on my laptop to the moment, and it is as glorious as I thought it would be, because you've just got Paige in the corner, like, just cackling, and then all of us are in various states of shock.
here is a doona.
The moment.
Oh my god.
I should find this as entertaining as I do.
I'm like, I won't fight anybody. I used to do that to my book.
Amy is sitting me. Looks like the shock has just about taken her out. She's like, whoa.
That's amazing.
Erin looks like she's enjoying it. She's like,
Yeah.
No, there's a. Oh my god, my heart just stopped. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, my initial reaction was to laugh.
For someone else's pain. That is cool. And Mel, I can't get over you just being like,
I was just shocked at your audacity.
I know. I have my moments. Oh, that's too funny.
I think I'm gonna jump to bed myself when the sprint starts.
Fair enough. I
Because
hope you
got
don't
work
have
in the
fucked up
morning.
dreams.
Wren, does Kirsty have permission to stay on for a bit longer? Or?
I was about to say, I'm like, Kirsty, it's late. You've already stayed up a long time. It is very late for you.
When me and
No
Jem
more bribing with
go to
jammy
bed,
dogs.
it's time for you to go to bed too. It's basically what Wren's saying. The rest of the UK people have left. It's time for you to go.
Contrary to your belief, you are not, in fact, Australian.
Your sleep patterns might be on Australian time, but
We'll do the sprint from home, not from home, like off camera. So I'll still be in the. I can already see the disapproval on Wren's face.
Excuse me, you'll do what now?
Well, you're thousands of miles away. You can't stop me. No, I'll see how I get on, and
I
if I
will
get
get on a
tired, I'll
plane.
That is true. You know I will get
Get
on
on
the
a
plane.
plane just to get you to go to bed. And then
To be fair,
It'll take me 21 hours.
They
to
know.
get there.
I would have stayed on a tiny bit longer, but they all ganged up on me and told me to go to bed. And I was like, okay. And then I commented after the sprint that they did, and they were all like, go to bed. And I was like, fine, but I don't like it. But I had an absolutely fantastic time. I had a couple of moments where I was struggling with my insecurities, and I was like telling my brain to calm down and shut up and let people speak. And I had a couple of other minor things, but that settled down. And yeah, I then, when people were saying like, you know, go to bed, stop messaging and all that, I did start wondering like, am I now annoying them? And again, those little doubts and insecurities kicked in, and then I was like, no, just switch off, go to bed. And even though I did switch off and go to bed, it was still gone 5 before I finally fell asleep. And I let myself sleep in till 1. So yeah, it's now 2:30 and I'm about awake. But we ended up spending so much time talking. We didn't really do loads of reading last night. I have gotten to page 196 of Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I got to page 148 in the sprints, and then this morning when I came downstairs, first thing I did is I carried on reading. So I think I'm about halfway through this now. I have also been talking to a friend, and I've been suggesting going and doing The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I started it a couple of years ago, and it's basically a book that it has 12 weeks. Is it 12 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, 12-week course basically, and it takes you through lots of different prompts and activities in order to unlock your creative potential. It gets you to do morning pages every day, so write a couple of pages of free thought every day. And even though it's applied at like art and drawing, you can apply it to anything. So I did this with writing when I was part of the London Writers Salon. I have this absolutely stunning journal that I've been using for it, and yeah, this is the one that I'll be continuing because I've still got lots of pages. And even though I was doing it, I didn't actually do very much, so I've just covered over the bits that I did do, or the bits that reference to like my ex. Like there was one where you had to write a letter to your creative champion, and I just wrote a big long gushy letter like, oh Rob, you're my champion, I love you and all of this. And I was like, yeah, no, that can go because that's absolute garbage now. But I remember it being really cathartic, so I am definitely going to go back and do this, and hopefully having someone to do it with. But what I am going to do this time is, last time I was trying to do it all in 12 weeks, and in typical ADHD fashion I'd get to week 3 or 4 and then drop off. Whereas this time I'm telling myself that as long as I do it by the end of the year, because there are still 40 odd weeks left in the year, so even if I don't do it every week and I only do one every 3 or 4 weeks, I've still got plenty of time to be doing this. I think I could do like every 6 weeks, I could do 1 week. And yeah, the only week I'm not looking forward to is week 4. It tells you to do no reading at all for that week. And I'm like, but I'm a reading channel and I'm a booktube channel. But what I might do is, for that week, my reading vlog might be an art vlog instead, and I might just spend the week working on practicing my artistic skills. I don't yet know. So we shall see. But yeah, I've decided I'm going to go back and do this. And so I've just been going through, covering up all the old bits, and then every week you get different prompts and activities to do. So I'm just pre-writing those out, so that it's less effort and brain power that I have to do when I actually get started to do the course. It's more like reflective journaling than art prompts, but I still love it. And I do remember that when I was doing it before, when it was focused on my writing, I did find that I started writing more and I was thinking more clearly about things. So it is a very useful tool. The only sort of critique I have of it is Julia Cameron is very Christian, and the book does quite heavily reference God, but even she acknowledges in the intro, she's like, you don't have to be religious, you don't have to have a God. She was like, God is my personal choice and what I refer to in this book, but you can replace it with whatever is your sort of higher power, and if that is nothing, then you can just ignore those sections altogether, which I really like, that she hasn't just sort of gone, oh yeah, it's God and you just have to accept that. I really like that she's made that acknowledgement. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. And that is about all of the updates I've got for sort of any reading things. Yeah, I've just got a bunch of videos now that I need to edit because I recorded yesterday, and one of the videos is 45 minutes before I've done any editing to it, and I've gone through every single series that I've ever started. Well, not ever started, that would have been ridiculous, but I've gone through every single series that I've started since I joined BookTube in 2019. But yeah, at least the good thing is doing this video means I've now got 3 follow-up videos that I can do that are directly linked to it. So it's good, it's extra content that I can do. But anyway, I'm gonna go get on and see how I do, and I'll speak to you guys in a bit. Hello, it is finally Sunday. I'm so tired. Last night I ended up watching a romance quiz and taking part in it, and it was hilarious. I completely failed on every single round, apart from one. I got where we had to guess the retelling, and I got every single one of those right. And then there was one question on the Kahoot that the answer was Nalini Singh, and I was like, I know this one! And that meant I ended up staying up until 4 a.m. 3 a.m. doing the quiz because it was an Australian booktuber doing it. And then I was like, hey, it's fine, I will stay up tonight. Do my all-nighter trick. So as soon as the quiz finished, I hopped on to the Wild Sasha's sprints because she was doing like some self-care things and had agreed to be on at that time in the morning. And then I was just like, actually, I'm really, at about 5:30, I had a cup of tea and it just made me want to be knocked out. So I went up to bed, I edited my video a little bit more, and then at like 6:45, I messaged Wren and I was like, I think I need to go to sleep. And they were like, no, Kirsty, stay awake. And I was like, no, I go sleep now. And they were like, Kirsty, this is the one and only time I will tell you to not sleep. And I was just like, too late, I sleep now. And then I went to sleep. And I can imagine they were like, no, god damn it. But yeah, I fell asleep at about 7 in the morning. I slept till 12, half 12. So about 5.5 hours. And then I've been shopping. There was nothing on the charity bookshelf that caught my attention. There was one book that kind of caught my attention, but I ended up not picking it up because the book texture felt really horrible and it had something sticky on it, and I was just like, yeah, no. I'm all for secondhand books, but not when they're like that. So yeah, I'm now back home. I've read a bit more of Delilah Green. I'm now on page 286 and I'm still absolutely loving it. But I'll have more updates later on today. So I'll speak to you soon. I just finished Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I've not core-piled it yet, but I'm telling you now it's 5 stars. I loved it. I have read it, like, I've flown through this. And after the last 2 books that I've read have both been 2 stars, I needed this to restore my faith in romance and books. And this was only my 2nd ever Sapphic fiction that I've read. And yeah, I loved it. I messaged Charr to say that I'd finished, and she immediately was like, what did you think? And I immediately was like, this needs to become a film, because the descriptions of the photographs, I need to see these because they sound gorgeous And being someone who is an amateur photographer, I need to see these photos and everything about this book. I just want to see it. I want to watch it. I want it to be a film or a series or something. And that then led to us having a discussion on who we would cast. But yeah, I had a great time with this. I loved the humour. I definitely felt the rawness with the sisterly relationships and where each one feels the other one doesn't want to have that relationship. My own sister and I had a bit of a heart-to-heart last year about this, where I was like, I sometimes feel like you don't want to hear from me. And she was like, well, I sometimes feel like the only time I hear from you is if you need something. Not money or anything like that, but like when I'm going through a crisis or when I got engaged and things like that. So we realised that there's a bit of a misunderstanding between us, and so we kind of talked that through, and things are getting better between us. So I really connected with the sisterly bond on this thing. The biggest difference with this and my sister is that Astrid and Delilah are similar or the same age, whereas me and my sister are 12 years apart. So we've got that factor as well. But yeah, I definitely felt a lot of feels in this book, and I've got a lot of quotes and a lot of highlights, and yeah. I needed this one after the disaster of my last 2 books, so. It's so good. I loved it. I ended up not wrapping up yesterday because I got my days confused to begin with, and I kept thinking it was Saturday all day. And then I got really tired and went to bed and forgot to do a wrap up. So it's Monday, and I'm going to quickly film this, edit it, get my vlog up because I want to get it up today. So yeah, I ended up with the week still on for a book a week. I finished Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I think that was the only one that I actually finished. And I made a little bit of progress. I didn't really read very much last week, so I want to kind of catch up a bit more this week. But I found that I was a bit more connected with my creative side last week, and I did a bit more businessy things, and yeah, it was just a pretty good time all around. I did more social things. I got to get to know more people. I made stronger connections with people, and it was just a really nice week all in. As always, let me know in the comments what you've been getting up to reading and what was your favourite book of the week. If you did finish anything, what did you rate it? And yeah, I'll see you again next week for next week's vlog. Bye!